You're distracted. I think sometimes we are talking so much that we don't allow God to put things on our heart. Something has just got to give. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video here on Chats with Michelle. Oftentimes when God is trying to get my attention, he'll show me something multiple times in different ways, like 3 or more. How would you say God gets your attention? Many of you actually found my channel from a video that I did a few months back where I talked about how fasting changed my life. And in full transparency, that was a very tough season in my life. I was highly stressed, highly anxious, and just overall holding on by a thread. So I quite literally needed a change. Like I needed something to change. And I hate to admit, but the truth of the matter is fasting was like my last resort. I'm like, something has just got to give. And everything I said in that video was true. And if you haven't seen it, I'll be sure to link it in the description box below. But for those of you who may have seen it, you'd have known that I said, like, by the end of that fast, like my anxiety slowly went away. The tightness that I was feeling in my chest, like the literal physical tightness that I had been feeling in my chest for what seemed like months, had gone away, and I had a lot less brain fog. But here's the thing, right? Like, fasting isn't and shouldn't just be a one-time thing. Not only should it not be a one-time thing, it also shouldn't be your last resort. But it was my last resort. And as I was prepping for today's video, I really started to feel convicted. I felt the Lord tell me, like, Michelle, this video isn't just for the person who's going to be watching it on the other side once it's like, all complete, but it's for you as well. It's for me. It's a reminder that God isn't the last resort, that he should be a constant, someone that I'm always running to. I've shared this before, but I want to keep stressing the goal of this channel. And essentially what it is that I hope to help provide you with clarity, confidence, and consistency. Clarity being first, right? Because I believe once you have the clarity, you'll then have the confidence to be consistent. And with all of that, I want to be clear in saying that I cannot give you clarity. The Lord has to give you clarity first. I can only help you once you receive the confirmation from the Lord, right? And that's where fasting comes into place, because I don't know if you're anything like me, but I'm someone who still to this day has dealt and still does deal with anxiety and anxious thoughts and just constant thoughts going in my mind. Sometimes they're the ones that are not true. And if the Lord can free me from those anxious thoughts in the past, he can do it again. He can and he will. The Lord is consistent. He's a promise keeper, and it's for us to continue showing up and seeking his face. You're distracted. You're distracted. I'm distracted. So many of us are just filling our time with useless things. Recently the Lord began to convict me on a certain time in my day, and this just started happening like honestly probably like a few weeks ago, maybe like a month or so. And he started convicting me on that time because honestly it's idle time, but it's not just rest, because I don't think there's anything wrong with rest. I think we should rest, and I'm so guilty of sometimes not allowing myself to rest because I feel like I always have to be doing something. So this is different from rest. This more so has to do with just like time that's just being wasted. And also just like, it's not positive, right? And the Lord began to convict me about that time because he's just like, Michelle, like, instead of doing this, you can be spending time with me. So I just want to just speak to you, right? And just maybe question you about maybe what are some areas in your own life where you're just like, maybe I could give half of this time to just spending time with the Lord. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, God is trying to talk to us. The Lord is trying to speak to us. He's always trying to speak to us, but we are so distracted. We're so distracted, so we cannot hear him. I know I asked in the beginning of the video, I was like, how do you hear from God? How does God speak to you? And some of you might be saying that I don't hear from God. I don't know how to hear from him. I never hear him, whatever. But maybe, just maybe you're distracted. Maybe you are not having enough quiet time, still time for you to even hear what God is even trying to say to you. And with that being said, I want to get better at speaking with God throughout the day. I am a person, like I'm a creature of habit. So like I'll start a thing and I'll just do it. And like that's just like my habit. That's the thing that I do. I'll be so consistent in it. And then if some minor inconvenience happens, for whatever reason, it's like I fall off and I'm like just having to get back on it again. So there was a season in my life where I was really good at just talking to God throughout the day. And now as I'm trying to find my flow and doing that again, I am working on seeing how I can make the time. It's not finding the time, but making the time, because you'll never find it. You have to make it. And in this season, I'm working on moving my body more. And I was telling myself, I was like, okay, well, Michelle, well, since you're going out and you're moving your body more, instead of listening to a podcast or maybe like, listening to like a mix or whatever, how about you just talk to God during that time? When you're walking, just talk to God. See what he's saying. Pour your heart out. And also, I want to say that I want to work on not just talking. I think sometimes we are talking so much that we don't allow God to put things on our hearts because we're constantly talking so much, right? So I think also making it a practice to maybe not just talk. Walk in silence, drive in silence, sit in silence. Like say, Lord, help me hear you. Help me remove the clutter out of my brain so I can hear the things that you're trying to say to me. And another thing that I want to work on as well is not just praying for myself. I think that and most of us, right? So many of us, we have all these desires, so many things that we feel like the Lord put on our heart, the things that we want to pursue and, do the assignment that the Lord has for us. So we're constantly praying for ourselves, but I want to get in the habit of not just praying for me, but also praying for others, especially the people that I say that I love in my life and that I'm doing life with. I want to also make it a habit, work on making it a habit to also lift them up in prayer, because listen, they out here trying to figure out life just like us. And if we know anything, life be lifing. So I'm pretty sure it's doing the same thing for them as well. So I really want to get in the habit of doing that more. And I want to encourage you to do the same. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video. Listen, if you found today's video valuable, please consider sharing it with someone who may also find this video valuable. And while you're at it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because listen, we've got so much to chat about. Bye.